Are we on the air?
You're now in the mix with The Corner Radio, hosted by Kill, banging nothing but classic hip-hop, soul and R&B.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all tune into The Corner Radio, hosted by your man Kill. I got my R&B co-op up here with me today. What's going on, JR?
What's going on, yo? What's up?
Nothing, man. Just nothing. Okay, what's good? Ain't nothing good today? Ain't nothing good now?
Wait, no, I'm sorry.
Because he do normally start with K.
I started with JR. You normally start with me. And then you didn't even let me say if I was feeling okay or not. You were just like, hey, what's going on? Oh, ain't nothing going on. Okay, yeah.
I was, you good. You got your joke, so I figured you was good.
Oh, we ain't salty. You're not mad at that team that's beating the Eagles right now, are you? Right. I'm not going to say nothing.
And as always, she ain't even a special guest no more. We got my own girl, Tiya, something up here. What's up, Tiya?
Hey, Kill, how are you? I'm happy to be back. You all are entertaining.
That's a word you could use. I guess for VR. But off of football. We coming back this week with our top albums from the years of 1982 to 1986. Our top 5 albums from that span of years. I know we're gonna have a whole bunch of extra joints. This one was hard for me. I don't know about y'all, JR. I know you wasn't even born, but for me it was hard because I was only 8
You
years
saying
old.
he took a shot. All right, go ahead.
That wasn't a shot, JR. You weren't born.
It was.
You right, absolutely right, Kill. Go ahead.
I was just saying that.
Talk about his football team, JR. Talk about his football team. We won today. They didn't. Talk about his football team. Don't let him talk to you that way.
Stop always going forward. Jesus said, think about today, right now. That's what Jesus said. Stop thinking about living right now.
Right now, y'all losing.
It ain't over. Like it ain't over until he say it's over. So it ain't
over. Oh man.
All right. So this was hard for me because I was only 8 years old in 1982, but a lot of this music is what shaped me, made me fall in love with music, stuff my people were listening to. So as always, I'm just interested in hearing what y'all got cooked up. Tiya, what is one of your top 5 albums from 82 to 1986?
So here's what I did. I think I got it wrong. So I picked an album from each one of those years that was a top album for me.
I mean, no, you can do it that way too.
Okay. So for 82, and I was 10 in 82, I picked Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller, for 1982, just because I knew every song on there. Michael Jackson was the hottest thing ever. And that's when he was fine too. I used to like him when he had on the yellow sweater on the poster. Yeah, when he had the yellow sweater on the poster. He was sitting on his side with his leg up. Yeah. That's when he was manly and looked like a man and was kind of cute. So I really like that. Yeah, that album. Like every song, Billie Jean, Beat It, Thriller, of course. The video was crazy. So it was Michael Jackson Thriller for me.
Yeah, that's crazy because Thriller's Thriller. I just never knew Mike really looked manly. I just remember that cover he was laying on the side, a tiger cub. He looked like he had on his hip. He ain't even covered the real tiger. He came with baby. It was almost like Nas posted on his album cover with a Yorkie.
It was manly for him. That was the most manly that he had ever looked. So it was like a cute man. You know how you have your manly man, and then you got he's a cute man. So that was
That's
when he was
when
a cute
dudes
man.
wore the Argyle sweaters and the tin loafers.
Yeah, like the preppy type of look. Yeah,
exactly.
Cool. Now, Thriller. I think. What's your favorite joint off the Thriller?
I liked Human Nature. Human Nature. Because when the boys, like at school, like that's the kind of love letter they would write, and they would have those lyrics from Human Nature on the love letters when they were trying to impress you. So yeah, that's what I remember.
Now, wait, can I clear something up? I just want to translate. Now, JR, you sent the email to the girl, and she didn't know who you was. Now, what we did is we wrote letters. Yeah. And they still knew who you were. They still knew who you were when they wrote the letter. Now, you sent the email with your name attached, and she said, who is this? With the letters, they still knew who you were.
And Kay, did you have the boxes too where they say, would you go with me? And then you mark yes or no in the box? Yeah, right, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Human Nature remind me of all of that.
Yeah, I would say from the good old days, from notes to now, these kids out here sexting. But that's a whole nother.
Oh, no.
But Kay, what's one of your joints?
So I'm about to get beat up for this one, but before I say anything, I just want to say 26 and 7. I just want to say that right there.
Thank you for updating the squad. Right here, I got
it. So I'm going to get beat up for saying this one, but I'm going to say it now. 1986, Janet Jackson, Control. I just want to get it in before JR did. I want to get it in before JR.
Control, yeah.
That wasn't on your list?
Janet. Oh, you didn't put it on your list because I know you love Janet. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a bonus, but it's not on my top 5.
Yeah, so like Control was so dope to me. I mean, that was after Janet came off. What was that song? Clean Street, Mean Street, whatever she was doing. Street, right? Clean Street.
Clean Street.
So, that's, hey, Kill, 26 and 7. So that was after Green Street. And so she, she was, it really signified a lot. Because I mean, I was going from that adolescent to preteen puberty age, and this chick was singing about control. Like every girl around between the ages of say you can even say 11 to 13, that was their anthem. That whole record was their anthem because it was like you were trying to get your independence. My favorite song off of that, I would have to say, is Don't Kill Me, because I know this is going to be some mess with Kill. Let's Wait a While. Because I know Kill, the girl sang that to you back then, because you was fresh. And he told us already.
That was such a whack message at that time.
That was definitely my favorite song to me, because again around that age, little boys was kind of fresh. They
were fresh. They was pinching your butt.
Yeah, easy, come on. And then, JR, why you look like that? You're right. Yeah, you was like, sure. I thought it was. I think Pleasure Principle was also a dope song. Pleasure Principle, probably I would say, of the up-tempo songs, is my favorite song on there, because that song it was so lively. But that was just a dope CD, a dope record altogether, so I chose that. It's fun.
Was that the video where she had on the black Guess jeans and she was just dancing in there with her? Oh, I tried to do every move in that video. Wear myself out.
See, that's why we was more fit. We were more fit than these kids now, because these videos, they were dancing and you had your friends in the house and y'all was practicing and dancing and stuff.
Yeah, I love Jags. That was one of my bonus joints too. I mean, same thing. As much as I hated Let's Wait a While, it was a dope song. You know what I mean? I think my favorite joint was Funny How Time Flies. That was my...
I knew it was. Right, you so fresh.
God,
Funny How Time Flies got to do with sex.
She was not moaning over no good stuff.
Right,
you might supposed to come in and help them. All right, thank you, Dale. Drop the pad, Jared. It's over. Thank you for your help, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, and Pleasure Principle was crazy too. The dancing was crazy. JR, I'll pass the ball to you again. Catch it this time.
All right, since we're 86, I'm gonna keep it with that. I'm gonna say Anita Baker Rapture. I'm gonna keep it there. Yeah, my favorite song on that joint is "You Bring Me Joy." I love that joint, man. Like, but that joint is just a classic, for real, for real. Just Step, Caught Up in the Rapture, Been So Long, and of course, Sweet Love, and that's just a classic record, period. So if you're gonna talk about the 80s, you gotta talk about Rapture for sure.
Yeah.
So my first joint is gonna be "In a Special Way" by DeBarge. It dropped in '85. This joint had "Stay With Me," "Time Will Heal," "Love Me in a Special Way." It had "A Dream" on it. DeBarge was just crazy. They always, you know, had a dope slow jam. Like if you was making a tape during that era, you had to have something from DeBarge on there. "A Dream" is still like one of my favorite songs to this day. I mean, all them joints are. "Time Will Real," "Stay With Me," that was crazy. How Big Freak did. You know, just a dope album. And I remember at that time it was kind of like DeBarges was trying to be like the Jacksons, and people was comparing DeBarge, Michael Jackson, and all of that. Really no comparison, but you know, it made for good press because I think they signed to Motown, so I think that's how they was trying to promote them, like the next Jackson, the next family or whatever to come after that. But that's my joint. Tiya, what you got up next?
Yeah, and real quick, because my husband told me to put DeBarge on my list. He was like, "You cannot have a list in the '80s without having DeBarge on it." He loves DeBarge, so but it didn't make my list. But I did, and I did appreciate their slow jams too. So '83, New Edition, Candy Girl. So
stole mine. She stole mine. I was gonna say.
Yeah, that too. So Jealous Girl, Popcorn Love, Candy Girl. But this is funny. So when I was a kid, what was I, 11 in '83? So I love New Edition so much. So whenever I be walking down the street and I see a limo, I would always think that New Edition was in the limo looking for the next girl to be in their video. So I would change the way I walk. I'm like, oh, I got to walk cute because New Edition is looking for a new girl to be in their video. So
I'm so done.
So I love them. And Bobby, and don't laugh, but Bobby Brown was my favorite. I thought he was the cutest out of the group. Hands down. Hands down.
We want to take Bobby
It's about to get real now, boy.
All my friends say Bobby was the worst looking one. I'm like, are you crazy? He was like he just had the swag back then, though.
All right. Okay.
Talking about Bob. Keep talking.
Don't know. Kill, you didn't tell her the rules. Don't nobody on the show love Bobby with Kaye. No. I done ordered that barbecue sauce offline too. No.
No, you didn't. Are you serious?
I love Bobby. I told you at the concert, I was in the front row, and when he came out, I almost ran and jumped on the stage, but security caught me, and I said, "I love you, Bobby." He pointed at me, and he said, "And I love you back." That right there, I knew we were supposed to go together. I knew it. Later in life,
okay, I saw him once at Freaknik. He was driving in the car right next to me, and I was like, "Hey, Bobby," and he was like, "Hey."
He didn't say he loved you though. He was just like,
that's all I got. He was just like,
Yo, did you see her? Hey.
He pointed at me.
He didn't tell you he loved you. Okay.
He pointed at me. He said, "And I love you back." That right there, I'm telling you, my heart.
Yeah, let me tell you something. She brought Bobby Brown book.
He has a book?
Yeah.
I did not buy the book, but I recorded him when he was on TD Jakes talking about how he was trying to get over. I did. It was a good interview. It was a very good interview.
I need to check that.
Yeah, me too.
And since you brought up the book, Kill, it's interesting because there was a guy on the show who they brought in, and Bobby didn't know he was going to be there. And the guy wrote Bobby a letter and apologized for all the stuff that he thought about him over the years. And Bobby didn't even know this dude. He was just like a regular fan. And he was like, once he read the book and really learned about Bobby's life, what he's gone through and all of that. And he was like, dog, this is just a regular dude. And he just got a bad rap in the media.
Right.
You always know that the media does stuff like that. But he was like, as a man, I just felt like I got to write this dude a letter. And so then Bobby was so touched by it. And he read the letter and everything. And he was like, yo, that helped me with some of the healing that I was going through.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the kitchen, because he was whipping up the barbecue sauce. He was telling me about it then. Yeah.
Did you say Bobby Brown got barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
I remember hearing that.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember hearing that too. And you know, it's a new edition movie coming out in January.
I know, the new edition movie.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know he had barbecue sauce.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry. No.
Wow.
Wait, did I miss a
That's why I don't invite y'all over to eat, because y'all gonna be like, who barbecue sauce is this? And I'm gonna say Bobby, and you're gonna act all funny.
Like he was on TV during the Super Bowl. When did this come out?
I remember hearing barbecue sauce for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it.
Like, I remember about Pay LaBelle's pies last Thanksgiving, but I ain't
heard about the barbecue sauce.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're not black.
I'm not black. I don't know that Bobby Brown got barbecue sauce.
Yes. Why you keep saying his name like that? Let's go on. Whose turn is it? JR?
I don't know.
Yours, because I ain't black.
Okay. So, Tiya brought up New Edition. I'm gonna bring up New Edition too. 84, the self-titled album, New Edition. Now this album, that first album, I gotta agree with Tiya. I felt like her, like I was gonna be the next girl in the Candy Girl video. I wrote all the songs. I wrote a letter to Ralph, because at first Ralph had me kind of mesmerized.
Okay.
That acne, and then he didn't. So I took all the songs on the back of that first album, and I wrote a letter like, I want to be a candy girl. I don't ever want you to ask me, is this the end?
Oh, that's good.
Oh no, y'all, I'm losing it.
I was in love. Like, I was in love. So, 84, the New Edition album came out, and that was the album, New Edition. Now, this one really is my favorite because of the fact that that's when my boo had the breakout in Mr. Telephone Man.
Yeah.
They let him sing, and he tore his little verse up. Yes, he did. Those straight leg Levi's on. Yes, he did.
The Levi's.
Oh no! About the Levi's.
Oh man.
And then, you know, like, you got to see, like, New Edition maturing, because, like, the Cool It Now song was so dope. You know, everybody was dancing to that. The My Secret song, I liked it until I saw that video, because remember he came out of the stand to go play basketball. They was like an NBA game.
Yeah.
That's kind of whack, Ralph. But I mean, like, yeah, dude, it's kind of whack. And then Lost in Love is absolute.
Oh yes.
AR is a little footnote for you. That's another song that guys would use, and then when they would write you letters, they would use those lyrics like, "Would you love me when nights are cold? Would you love me when I grow old?" Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
those were good love letters, JR. Those were some good love letters.
That's what my boys were bringing it back then. They really, they were really trying to impress with other people's lyrics.
All right. I'm still stuck on Bob with barbecue sauce. JR, what you got up next?
I actually got Kashif's 1983 debut album.
Okay.
Nice.
Stone Love is my joint. Rumors, The Mood, Say Something Love. That is my album. Like, Kashif to me was like, he started the 80s sound for me. So I had to throw him in there, man. And RIP to him. But yo, Stone Love is my joint. When that joint comes on, man, it's over, yo. Like, I'm blasting that in my whip, like riding. That's my joint right there.
Yo, this one of the reasons I love you, man. Like, how somebody your age even know about Kashif or that album from '83.
Yeah.
So you bro. Because most people they don't even know what a sheep is, let alone an album. So
right.
You always bring up your age though, JR. Always gotta announce that you're the youngest in the group. Everybody know that. And we just appreciate it.
How she walked you to school.
She did.
Don't try to throw me under the bus. You be saying crayons.
Stay present, stay present, stay present, Kill. Stay present.
Cool. All right, next joint that I'm gonna go with God, there's so many on here. I'm gonna go with Purple Rain.
That was a bonus for me.
84. Love the movie. I mean, the whole album. I mean, everything on there I love. You know, everything. I mean, The Beautiful Ones, Darling Nikki, I'm die for you, baby, I'm a star, Purple Rain. I mean, that's just the perfect. To me, that's like almost like a R&B Illmatic to me. That's like, it was just such an incredible album. Dope movie. Love the movie. Didn't realize how bad kind of some of the acting was. I know you can't.
It was bad.
It was real bad.
Horrible.
Real bad.
You know, I know nobody wants to say nothing bad about Prince, but just watching it, I was like, wow, this is pretty bad. But yeah, Purple Rain was like it for me. So yeah, and it was, the sad part is I had to look up what year it came out. It's so crazy to still go to his page and see died. You know?
I know.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, even though I know he's dead, it was just like, I'm on his Wikipedia page, I'm scrolling down, it's like died. I'm like, yeah, Prince really
Crazy, yeah.
You know, I tell y'all what we need. We need to take a pilgrimage out to Minnesota because y'all know they turned the joint into a museum.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would like to see that too.
You take a pilgrimage out there, y'all. You know, okay, jokes and everything. We go to catch a Vikings game or something while we out there. No.
Okay. I mean, I didn't know you wanted feedback. I was nodding my head like, I didn't know you wanted feedback. So you acting like this because your team scored and y'all got 15 points. It's like you're acting all like this still, but I'm not gonna say nothing. It's not funny. It's Tiya. Every time Tiya come on, she laughs. And the joke is jokes. You don't ever get mad at her. You get mad at me, and I don't know.
No, I'm not mad.
We need like a relationship type like show or something of getting along.
I'm not mad. I'm mad. If anything, I'm mad at my squad because they put me in this position. I'm not mad at you.
Every season.
All right, so what's going on with you? Maybe we need to start recording on Mondays. I don't know. Maybe we need to put days around or something.
So I had Purple Rain. I would watch that movie every day. Oh my gosh. And you're right. Now I realize how bad the acting was. But I will go to one of the bonus ones I had. And I had Prince 1999.
Yep, I had that on my list.
Yeah, which came out in 82.
Yep.
And I was 10, but my mother had the album. And just the cover, I would just stare at that cover. Because it was just something so freaky about that cover. I don't know. And a bit of, like that number one on 1999 was something else. But I think that's why I was so interested. I'm like, he's just so different, and this is, I don't know, just taking me somewhere else. But I like that. I like Little Red Corvette. I think was on there. Delirious. Of course,
Delirious is my joint.
All time classic. So that's one on my list. 1999.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my bonus joints.
That was on my list.
Classic Prince. Why don't you speak on it, Joe?
I like Free. Automatic was my joint. And Let's Pretend We're Married is my favorite joint on there. That is my joint. But that is actually the first Prince album I actually heard in full, to be honest with you. So that joint right there, I had to put that on my list for real.
Yeah.
My joint on that was National Love. That was my joint right there.
Yeah.
It's funny, before I forget that new edition album that Kaye was talking about, it's funny, that was the first album that I brought. You know what I mean?
Wow.
A special place for me, because that was like, Mom, I want that album, and to the spot and got it. So and my joint on there was I'm Leaving You Again. That was my joint.
Okay.
Yeah. When you break up with a joint, you got Yeah, it's like I'm leaving you again.
Yeah.
Kay, I ain't messing with you today, man. I ain't. This is a mental.
I was like, yeah. I didn't know what else to say. Like, I was just like, yeah.
Like, it's not I talk about you and curse you out and all that stuff. Yes, it is.
So, who's next?
You're next. The abuser is next.
Okay, so I went back to 82. Like, my list is scattered. I just tried to pick some people that I could think of. And I went with these dudes out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Gap Band.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's crazy because I've grown up with these dudes. Like, I mean, my father was like huge into music, and I can still see family gatherings like in my aunts and them houses, and like, you know, my father had records, my aunts had records, and I mean, I feel like Uncle Charlie really is like my uncle, and I think just because of the fact of all the stuff he's been through, like, you know, the drugs, the prostate cancer, and this dude's voice is still dynamic, and he's a good show. And he still looks good. Like, for real, he's the poster child, like the comeback kid child. Like, he's so dope. So, the album that came out in 82 was, of course, titled The Gap Band. And that joint, Early in the Morning, I don't know why I love that song, but I used to dance around the house to that song. I thought that song was so hot. And then, of course, Outstanding is played at every black wedding, family gathering. You know, you gotta rock the Outstanding. You Dropped the Bomb on Me. I remember that because I remember when videos had really just started to become popular, and like in New York we had New York Hot Tracks, and I remember the Gap Band's video coming on there. I was like up to 12:30. Used to come on Fridays at like 12:30 in the morning or Saturday morning. And I was just up. Oh my gosh, look at them, the cowboy hats, everything about them. They was just so hot to me. Like, I was like, Dad, are they related to us? Like, because we played the music so much. I was like, are they in our family? Like, you know them? Is that our family members? Right. So it's the Gap Band because it's just, I think they hold a special place in everybody's heart.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Charlie is a performer. He gives you too much concert. I never been.
Yes, he do.
You'll be like, I'm tired. He'll say like, yeah, if y'all want some more, and everybody just get quiet like, we don't want no more.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yes. It's like by the time he say it the third time, you like, just get off the stage, dude. Come on, I can't take it. I done spread it out my hair. The garage didn't shut down. I can't get my car tomorrow. Come on. No.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that, like, they officially retired in 2010. Him and his brothers. Like, they officially retired. And I was like, well, nobody told Charlie that they...
Not at all.
Every year coming out with another song every year. And I think that's what just, like, makes him so great is how so many of today's artists pay homage to him. It's not just like sampling the Gap Band stuff, but they really look up to him. And I saw something on TV and they were talking about how he really tries to mentor the younger ones that he does music with. Listen, this is what I went through. You don't have to go through this. And he had his wife when he came out of rehab or whatever, or he was going into rehab. So it was kind of cool how she stuck with him and all of that. And so they're just dynamic. Everything about him and the Gap Band. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was one of my joints. That Gap Band joint, like you said, Early in the Morning. They just had the funk, and then like you said, and then one of those weird mixtures where you had the soul and the funk together, like it was all it's two genres together with the Gap Band, and that's with everything that they was doing. So I definitely on that.
And I think it was just shocking to people that there was a black band coming out of Tulsa, Oklahoma in the 80s. You know, like really, Oklahoma. And that they were killing it with their sound because back then, you know, you had like the Philly sound, the New York sound, the DC sound. Nobody went past there. You know, everybody kind of gravitated to those three places, and Philly really was like the R&B mecca at the time.
Right.
So for them to be from Tulsa, Oklahoma, like I swear, I had to look that up 50 million times, just like over my lifetime, like. Oklahoma? Really? They had to move there later in life. No, that's where they were from. So,
all right, that's what's up, JR. Who you got up next, man?
I got Marvin Gaye's Midnight Love.
My daddy. That's right.
My favorite joint on that album is My Love Is Waiting. I love how he ended. It makes you want to groove. You know, he even talk about Jesus in the beginning. And then it joint is just right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, Sexual Healing is on there. Rockin' to Midnight, Joy. I just remember that my grandparents having the 8-track to that. So I used to, you know what I'm saying, throw that joint in and rock to it. For real. So.
Wait, I'm not even trying to be funny. They had 8 tracks in the 80s. I think my parents stopped buying them in like 79 or whatever. I'm not even being funny.
No, because when I first saw it, I asked my mom, what are these? Are these big cassettes? And my grandparents actually stopped in like 82. They said they stopped, and then they started going to, yeah.
Wow, get out of here, yeah, because by then we was rocking the cassettes and the full albums, the whole EP, the LP. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw a joint out there, and it's gonna. I know a couple of folk who know me gonna be like, word, but you know, keeping it 100, man. Culture Club, Kissing to the.
Come on! That was a bonus. That was a bonus on mine.
I mean, no, I'm just saying. I know you looked that up because you wasn't a true fan. You probably looked that up, but I like Culture Club.
What was one of the songs from Culture Club? I'm trying to remember.
Come a Chameleon.
Oh, Boy George.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. No, I didn't have to look it up. Actually, one of my favorite songs ever, Time Clock of the Heart, is on that joint.
Come on. Yeah.
Joint. And the reason why I say it is because everybody thinks I'm 100% hip hop. People don't think I even listen to Culture Club but I listen to everything. And I think the thing that younger cats have to realize is that, you know, at that time when we first was getting MTV, the majority of MTV was all white acts.
Yep.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we had to watch the entire show to just see Thriller.
Yeah, right.
The entire show just to see a Lionel Richie. We heard a lot of Men at Work. We heard a lot of Culture Club. We heard a lot of white groups that were dope. You know what I mean? And that Culture Club album was definitely dope to me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why I was just saying a lot of people who watch, you know, for the hip hop stuff probably wouldn't even think I would say that, but. Yo, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me was a dope song. You know,
yes, it is. Yeah.
That's another love letter song right there. That's another
yeah.
Ask in front all they want, but Culture Club was dope. So,
yeah.
You know, that's another joint of mine. Tiya, what you got up next?
I have Miss Whitney Houston herself, her self-titled album from 85. It had You Give Good Love, Saving All My Love, All at Once, The Greatest Love of All. The song she had with Teddy Pendergrass, people probably forget she had a song with Teddy Pendergrass.
Holy is my joint, yo.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, I love that album. I could just listen to it over and over, and just the classic voice. Just nobody else could ever compare to her voice.
Yeah,
had to get Whitney on there.
Yeah. That Whitney joint was dope. I forgot what was the joint. You Give Good Love was on there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's my favorite. I wasn't a big Whitney person. We talked about that last week with Beezel, but You Give Good Love, man. Come on. Like that. I had to be like that.
That's deep. Yeah.
Yeah. You Give Good Love is dope. Kay, what you got up next?
So I chose James Ambrose Johnson, aka Rick James.
Okay, I'm like, who?
You know, yes, Kay throwing governments. You know, Kay.
Y'all know I'm a government name person with these entertainers.
You gotta remember, Kay is related to everybody. Like,
okay.
The daddy, you know, the Gap Band. Right. So she know the governments, you know.
Okay. Who is Rick James to you, Kay?
Yeah. Huh? No, nobody.
Who is Rick James?
Nobody than me.
Nobody.
So I chose the '83 album Cold Blooded, and Cold Blooded really though to me was not even his dopest album. The dopest album came out in like 81.
Yeah, Street Song.
Street Songs was the best. However, Cold Blooded gets 5 mics from me from one song alone, Ebony Eyes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Listen, that song right there, and it's crazy because Rick's music was so dope, but I remember my aunts and them hating kind of like how vulgar he was, so it was kind of like a love-hate relationship with him. Ebony Eyes came out, I mean, like, that's all you heard through the house. Everybody singing in the mirror, you know, gathering. It's like, I love you, you know. And I think it's because he incorporated Smokey in that song.
Yeah.
It was such an unlikely duo, and they complemented one another, even down to the video with their choice of women. It just complemented one another, and it was so dope to me. So that one right there, totally. And then I mean, like, the self-titled song Cold Blooded is just in and of itself. And then the last reason I chose it is because I thought it was so funny that he had a song way back then that was PIMP, and then 50 came out years later, PIMP. However, the songs are not the same. Not even like 50 didn't even sample anything from him, and he actually had Grandmaster Flash in his song. Yeah,
hip hop jewels on the low.
Well, Phil, I mean, that's why you have to.
I already got the update on my phone. So, JR, what's going on with you?
All right, my last joint, and Kill, I came, you heard me listening to it. She's so underrated. Patrice Rushen with Straight from the Heart. I think that album is so dope. With Forget Me Nots.
I love Forget Me Nots.
Where's the Love? Mobb Deep used that sample for Temperatures Rising. Remind Me, of course, everybody kind of used that sample. And my favorite joint is All I Need. All We Need. I love that song. That album is so underrated. Patrice Rushen is so underrated. She did all her own production. She wrote her own stuff. She was such a jazz musician, and like, she don't get the credit that she deserves, yo, but she is dope.
I would beg to differ, JR. I would beg to differ because of the fact that when you see, if you ever look up how many people she's worked with, as far as musical production, a lot of the greats credit Patrice Rushen. They're like, oh, Patrice Rushen was on this, they were on that. Say commercially, maybe, like, you probably don't forget that much, but I mean, the album that you just named, at least me and then Tiya, we are the same age, so we heard stuff. So it was, we got a lot of love for it. I would say from like the younger generation, you remind me, of course, that's always going to be like a song that they remember, but she gets her props for what she does. She does.
All right.
Yeah, she's a dope one though.
Yes,
You're right.
She is. Yeah, she is.
And I haven't even been keeping up. I don't even know what number this is. I gotta go with Sade Crime from '85. This is the joint with Is It a Crime? Jazabelle, Mr. Wrong, Never As Good As the First Time. My favorite joint on this album is called You're Not the Man. That joint, I remember, because this came out in '85 and I heard it, but it wasn't until I think maybe sophomore year at Morgan when I used to live with Apple. And he had this, and I just like listened to it like all day. One day he was going out, got his joint, listened to it, and I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. And it was like, Is It a Crime? Got to be some of the dopest lyrics ever. Like, I mean, my love is deep as the ocean. It runs. It's just like, and the music on that is just like, it's just bananas, So I mean, that joint, Is It a Crime? If anybody out there has never heard Sade, you listen to that joint, that's talking about some real love right there.
That is, absolutely. And go to her concert. She just make you appreciate and value music. Like, she just got, her vibe is just like everything.
I'll tell you this: the thing I hate is that she tours so every 20 years. And the last time I was unemployed, and I could not expect to come up with. And I'm not going to Sade to sit in the rafters. We're gonna have to buy out the bar for this one. But and I'm just like, when is she ever, drop again? And before I forget, I gotta send a RIP shout out to Sharon Jones, man. A huge Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings.
Oh, me too.
I want to see last year she was in DC for New Year's and I couldn't go, and I was like, yo, next year I'm gonna go see Sharon Jones. So to hear about her passing away with her second pancreatic cancer was just crazy to me. So for cats out there, if y'all never heard Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, go out. It's some incredible music. There's actually, she has a documentary.
That was amazing. Oh my God.
Really?
Yes. Oh my God. She let that she's the type that's so inspirational. She did not let her sickness stop her at all. Yeah. She was like,
and that's what I was about to say. She was so resilient.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just thinking about the Sade concert made me think of Sharon Jones.
Yeah.
So, on that, Tiya, you got any other ones left? Any extra joints?
I have one. And don't laugh, but this song, like when I think 80s, I think this artist and this and this album. You all remember when, Kay probably remembers, but they used to have these deals where you can buy like 10 cassette tapes for like 1 penny.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This was one of the tapes I bought, and it's Billy Ocean, Love Zone.
Okay.
Man, when I was in grammar school, I loved me some Billy Ocean. He had There'll Be Sad Songs. That's the song whenever a boy would break up with me or something, I would have to play that over and over again because that would just help me kind of wallow in my pity and help me to feel sorry for myself. Then he had When the Tough Gets Going was on there. Love Zone itself was the title of the album, but it was just something so cool about Billy Ocean, and his love songs just really, they spoke to me.
That's dope.
Because Jovi had that not right S curl, but it looked natural.
Yeah,
it was not right, but it looked natural on him, and he was the original robot man from Chappelle's Show, because the way he danced in his suits was kind of like, like he didn't go robot.
You are right about that curl, because his curl, it was never greasy like other people's, like Jerry curls and stuff. But it looked like a curl though. Yeah.
All right, Kay, you got any extra joints? I know you got some extra joints.
Of course. So I went to 86, and one of the most, I don't know, I won't say underrated, but one of the dopest groups that I think needs to get back together. And if my man Grap is watching, Grap loves this group too. Loose Ends.
Good
my God.
That is a good one.
I love Loose Ends. I'm telling you, like, everything they sing, everything they put together, their vibe was so good. And then so the Zagora had Stay a Little While, Child. I don't know why I was in love with that song, but I think with me and my little boyfriend, I like that song. I don't know, he still walked me home. So I was like, I just want to be friends. Will that bring us closer to the end? Don't let me quote the lyrics. That's when we was walking home. They hold your book bag for you. Shoot, that was.
I know. Yeah.
Then, of course, that song was so dope. Slow Down was so dope on it, and You Can't Stop the Rain. That is my all-time favorite Loose Ends song. Like, I love everything about it. So I had to put them on there.
Mm-hmm. All right, no doubt.
That was a good one.
Joints?
I got like 4. I get.
Let's give us one, baby. Give us one.
Come on, B. I got Shalimar's Friends with Don't Want to Be the Last to Know, On Top of the World, A Night to Remember, that joint. And then Culture Club. I wanted to go by and kill with that. My mom loves Culture Club. Like, at first when I saw when she had these albums, I thought she was weird as hell. I was like, what is this? And then finally when I put the joint on, it's dope. And her favorite joint is Color My Numbers with Karma Chameleon, Victim, Meet My Blind, Church of Poison. My mom will probably love that I'm talking about this. But at first I was like, Mom, you crazy. Because why this dude is with all these colors and all this kind of stuff. And my grandmother still is like, I thought your mother was foolish. Something was wrong with her. Because my mom had the posters in a room and all this kind of stuff. So I had to throw Culture Club on there. They were R&B-ish too, and behind them, I gotta do Wham. Wham was dope.
I was about to say Wham. No, I said do one, and he was gonna go around, and I was gonna say Wham when he came back.
Go ahead. You take Wham.
No, that's okay.
Are we only doing one kill, or am I getting all mine?
I mean, however, you know. Hey, I took an L today, so y'all do this. Y'all.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Then the two more that I got is Luther's "Give Me a Reason."
Oh, I love Luther. Everything Luther, all the time Luther. Yes.
Yeah, "Give Me a Reason" was so amazing. That's my favorite Luther song, actually.
Oh,
and then the last one is "The Night I Fell in Love with Creepin'," and "If Only for One Night." I had to throw that.
That was my prom theme. If only for one night.
I'm sorry. So that's what we was talking about. Was that a love song or was that a creep song?
Well, we did talk about that.
Yes, we did.
I said it was a love song.
Right.
I say love song too. Yes. I say it. Yeah, it is a love song.
It was because he loves her
so much, and he just accept the fact that if he could only hold her for one night.
Yes.
That's deep love right there. Child, please. What?
You know, it's just where my head was at the time. It's like if
I'm there, I'm with you because I'm thinking that
who's picking up the pass this time? Look who's on. Look who.
I'm with you on this one. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm with you. Nah.
Yeah, but yeah. So the other joints I had Raised by Earth, Wind and Fire. Not an incredible album, but it had Let's Groove Tonight on there. And that was like one of my mom's favorite songs. So I always had that. I had Friends, the Shalimar joint like JR did. I also got Forever, For Always, For Love. That was Bad Boy Having a Party, which was my
that's a joint right there. Yeah. Woo.
My mother would play that before all of her parties as they was cleaning up and moving the furniture.
Say it. That's right. If you came in the house and you smelled fried fish and you heard that song, you knew
That's right. Yes, they were. Oh man.
Yo said the fried fish though.
And you had to have that component system with the equalizer going up and down, and you like, oh yeah, it's on tonight. It's on. Oh
yeah. Yo. Oh man.
Oh, you took me back with that one. Woo.
Yeah, I remember that joint. I remember that being in house party when Kid was sneaking out.
Yeah.
It's like that joint. If you don't like that, something wrong with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had Since I Lost My Baby on there, the title song For Always, For Love, and they had the joint Better Love on there that I love. Rockefeller.
Yeah, Better Love is dope.
Yeah, but Better Love was crazy. What else I got in here? I got some joints that again people look sideways at me for. Madonna's first joint. You know, back.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. No, it's not. Mm-mm.
I mean, come on, y'all. Some black folk front, like, you know, Madonna.
No, they don't. Maybe in Philly, but in New York, we was rocking.
What was that? Was that Like a Virgin?
That was with Holiday.
And Everybody.
Yeah, that was that joint. And then that was 83. Then I got Like a Virgin 84 with Material. That was my favorite Madonna song was that Material Girl joint. And then the last joint I got is On the Rise by the SOS Band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was the joint with Tell Me If You Still Care.
You know
what I mean? So those two songs just alone right there. I mean,
I think JR is crying. You touched the nerve with that.
He really did. This ain't that type of show, so I'm gonna let it be. Go ahead, kid.
Reminiscing off, bro.
His head back, the tears just start slow streaming. Like.
I ain't think nobody saw it. That's why I was like.
What you reminiscing on over there, bro?
Come on, yo. Nah, it ain't that show. We'll be here all night. Don't do this tonight.
We got Tiya up here. You good money.
I got you.
Oh, my God.
You know? Nah? You gonna pass?
You all right?
Nah, I mean, shoot, we can talk about it now, man. I was kicking it with this shorty for real, and she left me for another dude, for real. So it's like when I listen to that song, I'm like, I think about her, not now, but
look at your eyes. You still think about her. Look at your eyes. You're like, I think about her.
I was about to say, let me put that on right now, JL. You know
Don't do it like that.
I will go get me a drink and 2 stacks of that joint like a mug, be in my own world.
Yo, so what happened? This was at school? Like, how'd you find out she left you for somebody else?
It was in high school. So it was.
You came down the hall with a new dude. That's how you found out in high school.
It's real. That's real talk. That was real talk. Like in the afternoon, she walked down with a dude and was just like, I don't want to be with you no more.
Hey, that's cold.
Played me, yo. Played me straight wrong. So, you know what's so weird? I went in my mom's the 45 closet or whatever, and I pulled out SOS Band, and that song came on, and I just took it. I just was like, damn.
Are y'all Facebook friends now? Y'all Facebook friends?
Hell no.
He's still mad. Yeah.
I ain't no Facebook friends with her.
I mean, but look how long ago that was.
It don't matter, yo. Getting played in high school like that, yo, it's type weird, yo. Your boys all around you. It's down the hall, and she playing me like this. That's a memory.
You got that emotion right up in here. Right
come on,
yo.
I don't want to talk about it no more, yo. Y'all bringing up memories, man.
Can I say my other 2 albums? Because JR is kind of choked up. Can I say my other 2 albums?
Yeah. What's your other 2?
So I chose, of course, my stepmama, Tina Turner. In my next life, I'm going to be Tina Turner. So
she is fabulous.
Yes, because she's got like Tina post Ike, because I will kill Ike. I'm telling you, I'll rewrite the story.
Yeah.
So Tina 84, when that private dancer joint was so fly to me. But what's crazy is I didn't realize that the private dancer was a hooker until I heard my aunt say it later. She was like, yeah, I'm a private dancer, a dancer for money. I was like, and in the video she looked sad and she kept dancing with different men. And I was just like, oh, I didn't know. Yeah. Because I was young, I thought she just was dancing like people paid her to dance with them. My aunt was like, no, she's a girl. I'm like, what? Tina Turner? How dare you? And then she did such justice to Al Green's Let's Stay Together. Like, it's crazy. And it's hard. Like, there's certain people, it's hard to redo their stuff, but she did Let's Stay Together, and man, she killed that sucker. And of course, What's Love Got to Do with It always reminds me of my late aunt. Like, my aunt and I used to stand in the kitchen, and like, you know, we be in there dancing, and that song would come on, and we be kicking our legs up and everything. And she'd be like, come on, dance with me, Kay. And we be singing the song. Yeah. And I take my braids out. They was all wild. And I'd be like, oh. I was like, Mommy, can I wear my hair to school like this? She was like, no, you can't. I was like, Tina Turner does. Like, you know. And then I chose, and they only had really 1 hit on this album, but I chose them anyway. It's my dudes, Levert, 86. The Bloodline album. Huh?
Casanova?
Oh, no, not that one. The Bloodline album, the Pop Blows My Mind. Oh, that's a little sentimental to me right there. So I chose that album solely for that song. Because that album really didn't have a lot of hits. It really didn't. They had another joint on there called Kiss and Make Up, which was kind of okay. But Pop Blows My Mind. Every time I think of, oh, child, please don't make me quote the lyrics. I'm not.
We got to. What's going on, Kay?
Hey, Kel. Hey. Let's keep the jokes on JR. Let's keep it on JR.
It ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's why like, yo, we could get closure. You know, this is we.
Well, I got closure because unlike JR, I'm friends with the people on Facebook. JR.
Well, my closure for me is we ain't friends, so that's closure for me.
What is it? Deborah Cox, we can't be friends. That's JR right there.
And now you bringing back another memory. Cut it out, y'all.
They don't name no more songs.
Not at all, y'all.
You don't know what's gonna trigger JR. Don't say nothing.
Well, and then I chose the Beat Street soundtrack because Beat Street's favorite movies ever. I don't have a favorite song, none of that. Y'all know, y'all Facebook friends. I cry every time I see Rainbow get electrocuted. I'm telling you.
Damn. Yeah.
Ooh, that hurt my heart. I'd be like, Rainbow, no! Oh my God. What?
That was a classic.
Also got honorable mention.
Yeah, Rainbow was like Cochise and Cooley High dying. Right?
Yes.
When he started chasing Spit, I was like, no, don't chase him. You knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
when they fell, I was like, oh man. But y'all notice ain't nobody looked for Spit. It wasn't no newspaper articles or nothing.
Nah, I'm done.
All right, the last joint I got, another one I may get the side eye for, Slippery When Wet, Bon Jovi's album. This joint guy, you give love a bad name, living on a prayer.
Okay, right.
Yeah, you know, I love Bon Jovi. Just to pretend, and that was, you know, one of my favorite albums. What you gonna say, Kat?
No, I said yeah. I was just saying yeah. Like no jokes about him. He is dope.
He is, and that was the 80s though. Like when we watched MTV, like those are the videos that we saw. Like you mentioned before. Like I remember Pat Benatar, "Love Is a Battlefield."
Oh my God, my mom loves that song. Oh my God,
I did too. The whole video, like the 80s were like the Bon Jovis and
Duran,
and Tears for Fear or whatever.
Yeah.
So all of those songs,
the Police, all of them,
right? Exactly.
Music would kind of go back to that where it crossed the lines. That to me, that was something. Music it's okay now, but it's not what it was. You know, back then it was so, like it crossed lines. It was a little more free flowing, like. And I guess every generation says that, but when I listen to what they listening to now, I'm like,
I can't connect.
You can't. There's no feeling to it. Like you don't even have no feeling to it no more.
And it all sounds the same. I'm like, didn't that sound like something that just went off?
Thank you.
Yeah. I had one more kill, if I could say. It was 86, I think. Salt and Pepper with Push It. And just for it, not even for the album, because I only like the two songs, Tramp and Push It, but just for what they represented. Women in the game, you know, how we were rocking our hair, the asymmetrical, the bamboo earrings. They just... It just made you love being a woman, and you know, I felt like they empowered us too as women. So they came on the scene in '86, and so that was my honorable mention.
Right.
Yeah, they definitely were dope.
Yeah, that's dope. All right, so boom, that's 82 to 86. So everybody out there who haven't heard these albums, please check them out. Trust me, they're dope. They're very dope. I do understand that music is such a time thing, so maybe somebody listening to it for the first time now might not have the same emotional connect to it. But, you know, like Tom said, black music is black music, and it's all good. So it don't matter anything like that. Yo, I was going to tell y'all about this documentary I want y'all to check out, because for people who don't know, I work with kids in the hood. I run a teen center. Maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, one of my boys beat up one of my girls. And it really kind of affected me in a way where it was kind of like, you know, I have to, you know, check myself, because, you know, you make sure they got food and they go into better schools. But I really started thinking about, I got to change these kids. You know, I don't want to, you know, have a kid who was a badass when he was in 8th grade and he's still a badass in 12th grade. So,
Right.
Talking more and more and more just about relationships. And this is a real dope thing because I'm finding out that so many of my girls, like I think 1 out of 18 said that, you know, she valued herself, you know, and she kind of knew that she was important. But, you know, these girls don't know anything about their value. The young men don't know how to treat women right. So, like, basically what I've been doing for the past 2-3 weeks is just working with both of them, with teaching the guys. Because I feel like a lot of times we teach the girls, you know, have scruples and this, but we don't teach it to the boys. You know what I mean? And we got to get both sides together. But I saw all that to say, I saw this documentary on Netflix called 25 to Life that I'm going to show my kids. It's about this kid.
Oh, I started watching that and then I stopped.
Yeah, but it's about this cat who had HIV. He's from Philly, knew he had HIV, went to Howard, and, you know, had sex with a whole rack of people, you know, unprotected. And he started an organization. But, you know, I'm going to definitely show this to my kids because, you know, I want them to see that, you know, even though he knew he had it, he didn't tell anybody. You know what I mean? And had unprotected sex with a lot of people. And a lot of times my kids don't get that. They don't get that, you know, having unprotected sex. They really think they're just having sex with that one person, not understanding, you know, it's who that person had sex with.
Right.
I call it the long division format. Like, you know, you think you having sex with one person, you really had sex with 18 people because of the long division of it. So just the dope documentary, you know, whoever's watching, check it out. I think it's definitely, you know, we got to do more for these teens out here, you know. So, you know, for cats out there who's got kids, nieces, nephews, you know, mentees, whatever, we really got to do a better job of, you know, teaching these kids how to treat women, and women how to value yourselves, and men how to value yourselves too, and how to treat women. So just my little PSA for the night. Tiya, as always, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Where they can get everything about you and what you do.
Sure. The book is called A Conversation Piece, 32 Bold Relationship Lessons for discussing marriage, sex, and conflict. You can definitely get it on Amazon. But just to speak to what you spoke to earlier, Kiel, just the young women and not valuing themselves enough. I also write a blog for shy women. I call myself a recovering shy girl because I'm just now building my confidence and starting to feel good about myself. So the blog is called The Bolder Sister, and I encourage women to go out there. I got stories of other women who are bold and who are making things happen, starting businesses, starting to love themselves. So I would definitely encourage your young ladies to check out the site. They'll see women that they can connect with who are being bold and not letting fear and self-doubt kind of cripple them and stop them from moving forward. So, and that's theboldersister.com.
All right, that's dope. I'm gonna definitely put them on to that because that's the challenge right now. You know, I'm giving them the man side of everything, but, you know, it's just trying to get, you know, positive Black women to come in and kind of do the thing. So I'm gonna definitely put them on to that. JR, give them all your information. Your 2 million videos a week that I can't keep up with.
If you don't have no job,
I do 1 video a week. What are you talking about?
I'll go on there in the morning and JR don't have nothing on. By the time I go back on at lunchtime, he got 3 videos. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, you lying.
He just keep changing his shirt.
You know what's so weird? Somebody checks on me so much. Do you really be working? Do you really work? Do you really work? Because you be on me. Because you do like a 40-page paragraph in the morning. So then, are you really working? I
do. And you repost it, and I appreciate that. And you give me a whole...
I do.
And you cry a little bit after I put my post out there, and I love that. But, you know, I see you in the morning. You don't do no work. You don't have no job.
Don't blame me.
They all don't have a job till sleep all morning. I don't know what kids he working with, because killers sleep when most of us is working. I don't understand that. I can text JR at 8:30 and be like, "Hey JR, what we gonna do on the show this weekend?" He write back like, "Hey, good morning, sissy. I'm at work too." Kill write you at 3 like, "Yo, how y'all Thursday? I'm just waking up." I'm like, oh wow.
I'm sorry. I'm a morning person. I don't do mornings good, man. I stay like 3 in the morning. So, and Kay, you go to bed at like 7:30. Like, you about to go to bed right now. So you ahead of the game on us.
Kill, don't try to play me. My commute is long, and I'm at work when you're sleeping. I mean, and then when you're finally waking up, I'm on my way home. So don't try to play me, Kill. Wow. See, you gonna come back on next week, and we're gonna discuss relationships. Because we need some work here.
Yeah, we do. Because Kaye be always trying to play somebody. Always. It's her. She always playing people, y'all.
He was just on the side, and then he slipped just that fast. I don't know. And he threatened to steal my car last week. I just want to point that out.
Yo, as much as stuff that Kaye was coming at me with, I said one thing, and it's a big deal.
Tiya, they live around the corner from each other. So,
okay.
So JR can go steal a car if he wanted to. Right?
If he really wanted to.
You can't, because I can disable my car while you driving it, sucker, and you will crash. Do you hear me? I can disable it from my phone.
I'm an electrical engineer, B. I can get through those wires, B.
So what you do? You always home making videos.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't got no job. The Eagles lost. We get it. We got it. All right. Y'all already know what it is with me.
You still mad, Phil. You should have went to church today. You still mad.
In fact, I did go to church today. I did.
Pray hard enough. You see how I prayed, and my Giants been winning all season.
Oh, Lord.
At Kill889, WilmerBeachForFood.com. I will check y'all next week prayerfully with an Eagles win in tow, so I don't have to take this abuse no more. Y'all Knicks ain't looking too good though, so if you really want to throw stones.
But we won today though. But we won. But it don't matter. It don't matter. We won. You didn't. So let it go. Don't try to come for me because your team just lost and you want to come for the Knicks. And we won today. You didn't. All right.
So can I just say something? Go ahead, Tiya.
The Cubs won the World Series. Yeah.
And that's why I told Kill that it's still hope for his team.
Right. Anything can happen. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Be hopeful.
Yes, exactly. I'm proud of the Cubs. I'm really proud of them.
That was a big win. Yeah.
That was, yes. We're very proud here in Chicago. Yes.
And Kill, I just want to say this to you right here. You keep coming for New York sports, but collectively we have more wins on our teams than your teams will ever see in your lifetime and probably Nay's lifetime. So you just shut up and just sit back and accept what's You're not going to come for our teams. You're not at all. You got 2 teams for each sport, Kill. 2 teams for each sport. The Broad Street Bullies is getting beat up this whole season, everything they do. You stop coming for us until we send for you, okay? Get a ring and come back. That's what you do. Mm-hmm.
He looks so sad.
No, I'm taking this all in. I'm taking it because this is what happens. You know, sometimes take the abuse, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll see if the Giants win the chip or if the Knicks win anything. I mean, when the last time the Knicks won a chip? What, 72?
Huh?
What happened?
Huh?
What you said? Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Now, Tiya, the microphone don't work?
No, I couldn't hear you. I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said.
The Knicks won a championship, 72-73.
Oh yeah. We definitely got one. Definitely after Philly got theirs.
Knicks, we got ours in '84. What you talking about?
I said Philly, the Eagles. We not talking about me. We're not talking about me. We're not talking about me. We talking about the Eagles. That's what we talking about.
Yeah, this is what happens in marriages. You just want to throw it over here.
Yo, wasn't we not? So wait a minute. We were talking about the Giants, were we not? We were talking about the Giants and the Eagles. So who came in and said something about the Knicks? You did.
I did, because I wanted to change the topic. Like,
no, we're not. No.
All right, hey, guess what? I'm going to shut all this down. You talked about the Eagles. Kill tried to throw stones with the Knicks. I'm going to say this right here. 27 with the Yankees, dude. We leading it right now. 27. You ain't going to see 27 in your lifetime, Nay's lifetime, or your grandchildren's lifetime. Bam, 27. Holla at us. Holla.
Name 5 people.
Shots fired.
Right now. 5
What?
Yankees right now.
I can't name 5 people from the Yankees right now. I can't because the pressure was on me. I don't like when the pressure's on me like that. I don't like when the pressure's on me.
He did.
What I'm talking about. All this Yankees talk. Everybody from Brooklyn to Harlem want to talk Yankees. Can't name 5 people.
But they don't. They're absolutely wrong. Everybody from Brooklyn and Harlem don't. Harlem and the Bronx love the Yankees.
And exactly, Brooklyn is like the Mets.
Split.
They like
Queens
the Mets.
loves the Mets, and
Right.
Brooklyn can love the Mets or the Yankees.
Exactly.
For our boroughs, if you're not from there, and Staten Island loves the Yankees. Come on. All right. Thank y'all. Another dope show. We're going to see y'all next week.
Diverting away from the question.
No.
You want to talk about expressways? Well, from the BQE over, I don't know nothing about that.
You do know, because you know everything else about what goes on in New York, so I figured you would know that dynamic. Because when I come for Philly, I know stuff about Philly. I go through neighborhoods when I talk about Philly. Don't come for us. Like Chicago, I'm proud of y'all. Again, I love Chicago. I'm so proud of y'all.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what do you do when you're in counseling and you ask a question and the question isn't answered, but they divert in so many different ways around it? How do you bring it back with that question, that original question answer? What would you give that advice, Tiya?
Yeah, I would ask again.
You would ask again? I'm sorry, can you name 5 people on the Yankees?
I said right now, no, because my adrenaline is running too high that I couldn't because I was going to mess up. I own that the first time when he asked the question. Did I not, JRT?
Yes,
did I not? All right,
she
She couldn't. Yeah, she said she couldn't name them at that time.
When you can name 5,
You keep coming for me, and I got my one. I'm like the super friends. I'm just blocking you with my joint, like bow. What? Right? I'm Luke Cage right now. I'm Luke Cage. You shooting me, and ain't nothing happening.
that's easy. Marvel is Blue Cage. You talking about Super Friends? You can't even get your card.
And I went from one to the next. Don't try to come on, Kill. Don't do that. I don't like this.
Yo,
No.
yo.
Don't like
Try to
this.
come for
It's
people,
gonna be
yo.
okay, Kill. It'll be okay.
All right, 'cause this is what happens, man. This is what happens, man.
No.
I'm dead serious, man. This is what, I don't know how y'all women got that. Y'all got that trickery moves that y'all be doing.
Oh gosh! Oh my gosh!
See, you can pull some words. Give him some inspirational words.
Oh no!
She done coached enough couples to know which.
Leave him with some positive words, because I feel it all up in here. He need it.
I see it, and I see the pain on your face, and I see the disappointment. But it's a new day. Next week it's another Sunday, you know, and you got to move on.
But you know,
you got to move on.
Nothing is ever enough for her. That's what the problem is.
The other thing I do, Kill, though, is I help people to. But I help you look at your own part too. So just go take a second and just kind of, you know, like, what role did I play? Like, what, you know, how is my anger kind of?
I ain't do nothing, Tiya.
But you can feel it. No, you can feel it. I feel it too. I know. I feel it from you too, though, and I know you disappointed. But just.
I ain't played no part. I made a phone call. That's all right.
It's the energy. It's like the energy that you're giving them. I think that we all that we can pick up on, and I think that's what's happening.
All right, cool. I understand. Cool. So I'm gonna sit up straight. You know, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
We gonna work.
I think that was nice. How I was taking on my phone.
Now, Kill, can you say something nice to Kay real quick?
Okay, it's a pleasure knowing you, and I appreciate your friendship.
And I appreciate you, Kill. I do. I really do.
All right, cool.
Say something nice to JR too.
Yeah, JR too.
JR, I appreciate your love for music and just how you continue to, you know, the passion you have for it.
Now, JR, you gotta say something nice to him too.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta say something nice to Kill.
Yeah, you do.
Don't make that shit pain you, bro. Like you.
Kill. You doing that again?
You gonna think about his life.
I know. Just give him a minute. He was thinking.
Hey, dang! Yo, I just appreciate what you do, yo. You just an inspiration for real. The stuff that you do, bro. Like, that's why I call you the big bro, for real, yo. Everything you do, dog. I'm watching you. I'm trying to be like you, man.
Aww.
Do you think this is how Puffy was with Total when he was trying to get
You knew
together
it.
for
See? It didn't laugh.
That's how I feel. I think this is how they were. They was all on like a little video call like this. This is how it was.
Thank you for bringing that back together and saying something nice, you know, and we'll part our place. Because all I did was I just made a phone call.
Wait, chill. You won't stay in the moment. This is where it goes wrong. You keep going back. You gotta stay. Once we say something nice, it's over.
Keep it on that going back.
You're right.
Keep it on positive.
You tell me about that all the time. It's over. I apologize.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But you apologized earlier, but I'm not going to say nothing because now I'm going back. But you did apologize.
Right, yeah. Just stay on that positive path. That was good.
Stay positive. All right, y'all. Everybody, thank y'all for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a ball as always. You all cracked me up.
Yeah, and I hope this helps somebody. I think that what Tiya did, that exercise, is going to help somebody who's watching right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so keep it locked. I'll check y'all next week, y'all.
All right.